own things. I just hope I'm inspiration, cause that's what we all need. Give them more. Sometimes you just need some good words. Give them more. Knowledge keep increasing since birth. Give them more. I guess being real got its perk. Give them more. And when you think you can't get any worse, give them more. If you got something heavy on your mind, give them more. When you feel like you about to fall behind, give them more. Even if you doing just fine, give them more. Young guy, this is your time. Give them more.
It's your favorite host doing the most. It's Mo Manifest tuning in, and welcome to Give 'em Mo. I hope everybody's been good. I hope everybody's been blessed. I have. It's been a beautiful journey. First of all, let's shout out to my sponsor, Trap Art. I always, look them up on Instagram, Trap Art Clothing Co. My cousin King _bars. Before we get started, before anybody makes a comment about my chain, this is copper. And this is a crystal. A crystal comes from the earth, just like other metals. So before you try to judge me or think something crazy, I just like crystals. It could have been gold, it could have been silver, platinum. God made it all. So don't judge me. But anyway, as we go into it, I feel like I'm always saying now that it's been a while, and it has been a while, and I do miss speaking. But I also said if I feel like I don't have a place to inspire or a space to inspire, better yet, then I would take my time and work my way back into it. So where have I been? Of course, I've been working on building and establishing business. And shout out to my company, Nioble LLC. It stands for Nine Nobles LLC. Basically, to make a long story short, it means to treat everybody as complete royalty. And that's my goal in life. I have my ups and downs. I'm not perfect. Can be very critical at times. That's one of my negative things. One of those things that I want to work on moving forward. It's like they say, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. It's not that I have anything mean to say. It's just that sometimes we as humans feel like our opinion matters too much. So we project that on other people and how we feel they should move and how we feel they should live. And that's not your place, because you're not God and you're not them. You don't know what they're going through. It's easy to look at a strong person or a person that you can perceive as being smart and be deceived by the fact that this person may be very smart, but they just may have some mental obstacles that even though you can get by, it may not be that simple for them. So always be charismatic and aware of how you project your energy onto others, because your expectation of a person isn't necessarily what they're supposed to be. I have this theory, the talented versus the gifted. I believe there's a lot of talented people in the world, and there's a lot of gifted people in the world. And then there's some people that have both. Now, what's a talent versus a gift? I feel like a talent is more of an ability, something you got. I feel like gift is God-given, it's a mentality. And I feel like those who really master the ability to take their talents and their gift and combine it and become something special, I really like those people. There's a lot of talented people in the world that may not even know they're talented or may not believe they're talented. But in order to be gifted, that's a mindset. That's no matter what you come from, no matter what you've been through, you're going to find a way, you're going to make a way. Examples, we can use athletes like a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, a LeBron James, a Tom Brady. We can name a bunch more, but there's a lot of just talented and gifted people in this world. And I guess what I'm trying to say, if you don't have that mindset to keep pushing and pushing forward and make things happen, then you may be lacking the gift. You may have the gift of talent, right? But you don't have the ability to, or the mentality to take that gift and really go further with it. So basically what I'm more about mental healing now. It's still inspiration, but I felt like my gift or my talent was speaking. and I never liked to talk. I was never confident at one point in my life. And the reason why you see me doing the show by myself is because I can only be as real as myself. I love to have a co-host, love to bounce ideas off somebody, but I'm just not in that space right now. I'm more in that solo. I want to speak to you from my personal experience and being what we call an empath and feeling so many energies and not actually going through a lot of situations, but hearing them from somebody else and being able to absorb, learning that it's not always good to absorb, it's better to observe and alter than absorb someone else's energy per se, because no matter what you believe in, you can take on someone else's spirit, you can take on someone else's energy. You already know what I'm going to say. I'm not here to force you to believe anything, whether you believe in God, the universe, nothing. Only thing you have to believe when you come here and you listen to me is inspiration. That's the only thing I'm going to force you to believe into. So I tell you stories about me when I was in high school playing basketball, insecure, not really believing in myself. I was talking to one of my best friends, my teammates earlier, John. Big shout out to John. He's doing great. And I just told him, I was like, to be honest, I never lived up to my potential. I felt like I had some talents. I felt like I was pretty decent, but you know, I just didn't have the confidence to do it. And I'll admit that I've known this for a long time. You know, I guess you can consider me one of those people that would play the competition or never live up to the hype. And I'm okay with that as far as sports, because I felt like in life in general, although I wasn't the most confident at that time, like I got over that obstacle. And I just keep finding ways to reinvent. I don't want you to be like me and nothing's ever good enough, because I got to that point where it was like life is getting better, things are getting great, and in order to maintain that, you do feel that pressure. But at the end of the day, if you just keep pushing and you just keep believing in yourself, you just keep doing what you do, you're going to be perfectly fine. You're going to be doing things that people didn't see you doing. You're going to be a trailblazer. You're going to be exactly what you thought you could be. And everything is love when you're doing exactly what you thought you could be. And you're just so happy to tell somebody, hey, by the end of the year, I'm going to do this, and this. And then you may reflect and be like, hold on, I actually did that. You know, that happened in my own personal life. I told my mother, my grandmother, by the end of the year, you know, if y'all just believe in this goal, believe in this dream, this is where I'm going to be at. And you are a product of your past thoughts. So I'm here today based off something I thought of. Could have been months ago, years ago, weeks ago. I'm here today. What you see today is a product of past thoughts. I feel like I'm doing great. I feel great. You know, I want to get back in better shape, but I feel like my trajectory in life is going good. But here's the thing. What you dictate your life off of, let's say it's not having enough money. If you're one of those people that say, when I make enough money, and you think that's going to fill the holes, it's not necessarily will, unless you're really stable, unless you really believe that. If you're telling yourself the only problem I have is making money, then you're going to find ways to make money. But you got to understand yourself. I remember I told one of my friends one time, I'm not a hustler. And he looked at me like I was crazy. Shout out to Tony 7. Hold on. Big shout out to Tony 7. Y'all see, Tony brought me this. You may not see it, but he signed this. It's his vinyl. It's pretty dope. Maybe if I can get a link for him, I'll post it so you guys can get one. But big shout out to Tony for bringing me this. He told me it was my Christmas gift. But I had to bring this up. This is a Carolina Goat, and he's a dope artist. Make sure you check out my boy Tony G. Really dope artist. And yeah, make sure you copy his vinyl. Or if you're not a vinyl listener, make sure you just check him out in general. I promise you won't regret it. But I had to put that down. Like I was saying, I told him that I wasn't a hustler, and he looked at me like I was crazy. And what I basically meant was, I'm not a hustler in the sense of making or getting out there ripping and running and stuff like that. It don't have to be illegal. I know a lot of people hear hustler, they think illegal, he's selling drugs, stuff like that. No, that's not what I mean. I just wasn't a hustler in a certain realm, like taking like photography, for example. I did photography. I thought I was pretty decent, but that ripping and running, answering DMs, setting up appointments, stuff like that, that wasn't for me at that point, because my procrastination and my laziness and my ability to not want to grind hard enough to do that, my mind was other places. So, but I know that about myself, and I'm very honest with myself. And as I sit in front of this camera and I look at myself, I'm just like, hey, I feel great. I feel like I look great. I'm doing a lot of great things, and maybe and I think I'm finally appreciating myself, and a lot of us don't appreciate ourselves either. So, I mean, whatever you want out of life, like, you can really make happen. And this ain't no episode, no nothing like that. This is just me being real. Like, whatever you want in life, like, you really can make it happen. But you gotta believe first. And even if you don't believe first, you gotta have a faith system. And even if you don't have a faith system, you gotta have a thought. And if you don't have a thought, but God has a plan for you, guess what? It's gonna happen, regardless. Like I said, whatever you choose to believe in, you may not believe in nothing, and the spirit and a higher power or nothing like that. That's okay, because that's what you believe, and you have your reasonings for believing that. So don't let nobody project nothing on you that's not true. Don't let nobody make you feel less than yourself. Like I said, I'm more into this for the mental stability of things. I love doing this. I love doing episodes. But I'm telling you, in life, like, life is getting better. But the world we live in is changing. It's crazy. A lot of people getting sick. You know, I wish good health for everybody. I don't want to see nobody get sick. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your friends. That got me kind of opening up a little bit. It's just a little bit, maybe a lot. You know, I changed a lot. Like, I just tell people I'm an open book at this point. You ask me whatever you want to ask me, but like I said, this is just me giving thoughts. Hopefully these small messages inspire something in you, or inspire change in you, and if it don't, it is what it is. I just like opening up. So I'm here. The direction of the show is obviously, you know, I'm gonna come back with topics and stuff like that, but this is just me, like, reintroducing myself back into it. Like, I have to get used to that grind that I miss. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, whoever tuned in, whether it's one person, 1,000 people, 100,000 people. I just do it for the love, and I love you for tuning in and actually staying this long in the video. So we got a lot of great things coming.